This is the first new format video since becoming solo on the boat. I've created a new intro. The format will be a little bit different. I suppose a little bit rawer, perhaps. You can decide. The editing won't be quite as polished. I hope to get better at that, but I hope you enjoy it, and please, if you do enjoy it, could you like and subscribe? That really helps me a lot with YouTube. So here we go. Let's get this going. My name's Jason, and I'm sailing my 38-foot catamaran ARGO up the Queensland coast to fulfil a lifelong dream. I've never owned a boat before, and while my sailing experience is limited, I'm learning more with every mile, every challenge, and every day on the water. I named this boat after the legendary ship from Jason and the Argonauts, a fitting choice given that I was named after the Greek hero himself. So come aboard for a real-life adventure as I follow the Queensland coast in search of horizons unknown and, perhaps, like the Jason of old, my own golden fleece. Well, it's time for another boat job. God forbid there'd be any length of time you could go without something breaking. Today it's the Watermaker. Not a huge task, but thanks again to Brett Swan, the Watermaker man, who noticed on one of my previous videos that the high pressure water gauge on the Watermaker was not operating correctly, and that's this one here. It seems to be sort of sitting like it's not operating at the moment, and it's sitting on about 300 psi, and when the Watermaker works it barely moves. So Brett noticed that, contacted me, and then arranged for a new gauge to be sent, which I picked up yesterday. So I've got to try and remove that one, which, coming around the back of the unit here, I'll show you a better view of that in a minute. Need to unscrew that there, remove the gauge, undo the water pipe that attaches to the back of that gauge, put some new thread tape on it and reinstall it. And I hope that it's a relatively simple task. I replaced this one just recently, and that was easy, but that had a different fitting on the back, just one of those shark bite push-on type fittings, which was excellent, whereas this one is a different screw-on one, and I believe it's done up fairly tightly. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully straightforward. Let's see. Oops. So I've just undone the 4 screws that hold that housing in, and that will enable that to, the gauge and the tap to slip out. And then there should be 3 screws, 1, 2, 3 on that side, that'll split that cover in half to give me access to this gauge alone. And she comes apart like that. So now I've just got to remove that gauge from that piece there, but I'm sure, yes, as I suspected. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, Brett, you weren't wrong. I have an idea. So I have a vise. Longer spanner. A bit more leverage on that. Longer spanner. Yes. Thank you. And there it is. Oh, I was just about to give up then. Okay, I'll put some thread tape on there and bang it back in on the new one. Of course, maybe I should run it, make sure it doesn't leak before I put all this back together. That would be the smart thing, wouldn't it? Excuse the noise. There she goes, and then we're making water. That looks beautiful, and importantly, no leaks. And that, my friends, is that. Job done. You may remember from a previous episode that we had some issues with the furling drum for the Genoa. The guide that guides the line onto the drum had broken off, and also one of the guards around the outside of the drum had broken off and disappeared into the ocean somewhere. So we needed someone to fabricate a new part for us and to weld that back on, and also to weld on the guide that we were able to retrieve. Luckily for me, I eventually was able to find a good man in Wayne who was able to come out to the boat, bring all his gear, and quite simply tack weld those things back on, and he did fabricate a new piece up, which was excellent. It took about 20 minutes to set up for the job and about 5 minutes to weld it. So we're all done. We've got, my welder has finished and it's all back together again. We had to knock this one off to make a duplicate, which is this one here, the new one, and then weld them both back on, and then obviously weld the guide back on as well. So only a very small job, but gee, it's hard to find someone to come out to your boat to do a welding job. And thank you, Wayne, if you're watching. Very much appreciated. That should do the job nicely now. I'm still in Cairns. I've been here for 2 weeks, thereabouts. I'm sick of sitting at anchor. The weather's been terrible, but I've decided to head out to Green Island today just to get a bit of a solo, my first solo sail, genuine, without Kim. Get that under my belt, try and get that confidence back. The weather looks okay today, it doesn't look great, it's about 15 to 20. Hoping that the conditions will be alright out there. If it's no good, I'll come back tomorrow, or I'll then try Fitzroy and then come back. But going a bit stir crazy here, just sitting here at anchor watching the other boats go by, so we'll give this a run and see how it goes. God, it seems like so long since I've done all this. Crazy. Okay, we're floating. Well, we're doing it. Of course, I had some other things on my mind. I forgot to film actually rolling out the Genoa, but testing the new furler, or the repaired furler, worked very well. Just took it easy as I wound that onto the drum down there. We won't see it very well from here, but yeah, all look good. So we've got some inconsistent breeze at the moment because of these mountains over here on the right. This is coming out of Trinity Inlet, and that will no doubt stiffen up a bit and be more consistent as we get past this, as we come out further. We've got about, at the moment, 9 knots, but it's been up to 17 just a few minutes ago, so it's a bit swirly. Oh, not swirly directionally, just up and down. So I'll just try and take this sail nice and steady. It feels like forever since I've been out for a sail, and I had to stop and think about everything again for fear of forgetting something, missing something, breaking something. But anyway, I don't look forward to getting back into Trinity Inlet and trying to find an anchorage spot that that will hold me without slipping and all the rest of it, but that's a tomorrow problem. We'll deal with what we got on today. So quite a nice day at last, but still some rainy clouds around. Should be mostly sunshine today, which would be a nice change. Would really like to get that solar charged up. I won't get it back to 100% today, but would love to get it up higher than 70 and 80. We'll see. I do want to go faster than this, so I might, if it stays like this for too long, I'll just kick one engine on, get us out of the inlet, into the breeze proper, and then we'll see what we've got out there. So that was alright, not too painful. It's good to actually do one in the wind, which is a bit harder. It took me 2 goes to get that. I got up there nicely on the first occasion and picked up the tether of the mooring buoy, but the wind was blowing so hard it was blowing me back pretty quick, and I couldn't resist that. Once it started to pull, and it just pulled it out of my hands before I could get it on around the winch.
Yes, that's all received. I've got no traffic talk back there and no restrictions.
So we weren't all stressed. Some of us were pretty chilled about it, but I found myself thinking so hard about what I had to do and getting everything done correctly that I didn't reach for the camera when I should have, but I'll try and do better next time and get that on film. I had it set up and then it all just happened so quickly. Anyway, that's that. It's a bit of a shame that a lot of tourists come here and think that this is the Great Barrier Reef, because that's all they get access to when they come, is just this little beach crowded with a bit of coral that's been trampled by other tourists. Little do they know what's just a bit further out. I didn't do any real exciting things on Green Island, no snorkeling. It was just a case of going for a sail. I went back and made myself a lovely ceviche for dinner, and the following day got ready to head back to Trinity Inlet. Alright, we've had a morning at Green Island with all the tourists. It'd be a very nice place if there wasn't so many people over there. But anyway, I'm going to head back to Cairns now. It's about 20 past 11, tide's pretty high. The wind's only got to get stronger from here. It's giving us 15 knots here in the anchorage, so it'll be a little bit stronger out once we get away. And getting off this mooring ball should be substantially easier than getting onto it, I'm hoping. But it's pushing pretty hard against, with the wind, against the mooring at the moment, so I'm going to go up and release the safety that I've got on there first. I'll come back, just push forward on the boat, and then run back and try and release it and get rid of it without drifting onto the reef behind me. Shouldn't be too many dramas, I'm hoping. Let's see how it goes. Safety off. So I will motor forward on that. It's pretty. What I don't want to happen is that the slack is taken off and the full weight is then on around the end of the windlass. So taking that off, I've got the camera so I can see where the buoy is in front of me. Just can't show you everything at once, so I'll give you a general look at what's happening in front of us when I run up there. Just gently spinning the nose around into the wind before I come forward. Now I'm coming forward. So the float is now under the front of the boat. And we'll see how that goes. It's good. That's all released. See the float in front of us there. We're being blown backwards, and that's everything in the water. I'll leave all that on the front of the deck and I'll come back to it, because we're now floating freely. And I'm just going to spin. I'll go with the momentum of the wind. I'm clear of the tether, and that's what you've got to watch out for now, is not running over the thing. It's now behind me. I'm going to spin around to the left. A large buoy over there in front of us, so I'll go to the left of that, which is the way I came in. So I know there's depth there, and I could see it. Sun's out. Now we've got both engines forward, and we'll just ease our way out into deeper water. All right. Just keeping an eye on that furler. All looks good. Alright, so see what we're doing here. Just need to fine tune that sail a little bit. Try and get those telltales working. But we are pretty much on the right line to go all the way into Trinity Inlet. So we might bang out a fishing line, see if we can get a fish on the way home.